Alright, this is Randy Hall. Here we go again with a little driving for my week 7 video. So, Miss Teacher wants a collection of my thoughts. That's scary. Anyway, but seriously, talking about this week's subject. Hey, here's a thought. See my headlights? If a car was traveling at the speed of light, what would happen when you turn your headlights on? Anyway, alright, so on a serious note now, back to the topic at hand. Talking about hidden messages in TV in general. Yeah, there's plenty of hidden messages in TV. If you think about it, you start with TV shows. There's all kind of different TV shows that promote things that's not biblical. Things that are, for example, gay relationships, gay couples. It's becoming more and more prevalent on TV. It's just a natural thing. It's okay. It's a different lifestyle. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just normal. They're just normal people, or whatever. And I'm not saying they're, how do I say that nicely? Yeah, they're probably normal people, but they're normal people with a very sick sin that they need to get rid of. But so anyway, but the TV makes it more and more as okay. It's okay. It's okay to be gay. No, it's not. I remember one time this movie, and I cannot for the life of me remember the name of the movie. Some of you may recall it, but the lady, she was a staunch Christian. Her son was gay, and as a matter of fact, this was based on a true story. She became one of the leading advocates for gay rights in America. I remember that much about it. But anyway, she was just hardcore against it, told him he couldn't be in her house, he's going to be gay, what have you. So he left, and now her attitude, I'm not going to say her attitude was exactly right. I understand where she was trying to come from, but her attitude was not right about it. However, the show kind of amplified that about her attitude, as if it's wrong to be against the sin. But it goes on. She talks to this priest, and this priest says, well, the Bible says it's an abomination, which means that that God just doesn't like it. And so they try to soften it, and I don't know about what dictionary they were reading, but unless I'm just terribly mistaken, an abomination means God hates it. But anyway, going on, but to get more into it, by the time you get to the end of the movie, she starts softening up, she starts changing, and her son, he ends up committing suicide because he felt alone and whatever was going on in his head, and then she ends up becoming an advocate for gay rights. So there's a movie just in essence that just completely try to take something that the Bible stands firmly against, that God said is an abomination to him. He hates it. The sin, not the person, but the sin. Let me clarify that. I don't want anybody to think I'm trying to say God hates hates the person. No, he hates the sin they're involved in. And homosexuality is sin like any other, but a sin nonetheless. And so anyway, there's a TV show. Now, as far as the media definitely, I think, stands against an anti-gospel message. I remember just a few years ago, for example, they boasted this when when the president came out and said we're no longer a Christian nation, and he went on, and then later the media was playing that, and they were kind of living that up for a little bit, that we're no longer a Christian nation, we're a nation made up of many different religions. Now, we're a Christian nation, and I have a hard time with that and his comment of that, because we were, our country and our Constitution was written and built around a Christian foundation and Christian men, and so how can you say that? We may have other religions within our nation, but we're a Christian nation, should be. And then they go on to promote things that for what I see, that tries to keep us separated. For example, let's take the everybody I'm sure has heard of the Trayvon Martin case in Florida. You know, I'm not the investigator. I don't know. I haven't seen the evidence. I don't know if the man killed him or not, or if it was murder or not. Besides that, you know, the media's trying to get the government into it. You know, the president and all that. That's a state matter. That's not their business. That's not for them to deal with. And that's the problem we have in our country. Too many people wanting the federal government to take over everything. That's not what they were created for. So, you know, but what I have seen, you know, you take the hype around all of that, and it divides us. It divides people. It causes, you know, anger and hate and what have you. And you got groups down there that are basically racist groups, you know. And our country, unfortunately, is filled up with them from all races. You got racist groups within them, you know. But it keeps us divided, and the media, I think, helps promote that. And the reason I say that, and here's my point to an anti-gospel message is, you know, Mark chapter 3, verse 25, I believe, it says, you know, it tells us, God, you know, Jesus tells that a house divided against itself, or the Bible tells that a house divided against itself cannot stand. And that's one of the things I see in our media, our government, and the way things are going is it tries to keep us divided so that we can't stand. You know, we can't stand as the country that we were intended to be, or the people we were intended to be. You know, a God-fearing Christian nation. And that's what we should be. I don't know if I went over my 5 minutes. I've been talking for a while, so I'm going to shut up now and go on. You guys have a good one. Thank you, and hope you enjoy my scary thoughts later.